Thank you, Elzbieta. And I'm debating which microphone to.
Use it.
Is this working okay? Yeah, good. Well, I first met Jeff 40 years ago when I became president of the new school. And I was then in Chicago, and while still in Chicago, University of Chicago, I recall sitting with our soon-to-be dean, Ira Katz-Nelson, in my study, weighing our first big decision together. And that was a tenure decision. And guess who? For Jeffrey Goldfarb. That was the start. We made the right choice. And we were very conscious that this choice would be watched. And we wanted to send a signal of quality, but also a signal of respect for the historic character of the graduate faculty, the university in exile. Well, Jeff set the standard for new appointments as we quickly recruited Ari Zolberg, Charles and Louise Tilley, Agnes Heller, Richard Bernstein, and others who shared Jeff's commitment to social science in an historical and philosophical context. And I think Jeff and the new appointments literally saved the graduate faculty. Jeff was my first introduction to East and Central Europe, as we gave an honorary degree to Adam Michnik and began an underground seminar in Warsaw that in the late 80s and 90s grew to a network of 14 local seminars across the region. I owe my engagement with Helsinki Watch and then my leadership of Human Rights Watch worldwide to Jeff. It was that introduction that really opened the world to me. So he's not only a dear friend, but also a valued mentor who has given meaning to my life. Our work went beyond the democracy seminars. Jeff cared about strengthening institutions in the region, even starting new ones, educating a new generation of students and scholars, exploring and strengthening democratic culture and practice, student and faculty exchanges, summer institutes, a steady flow of journals for the region, all soon became part of our East and Central Europe work. And that was clearly in partnership with Elzbieta Martinia, who we were just a great team. So it was a lot we did together. Addressing the 1995 annual meeting of the Democracy Seminar, a little over a quarter of a century ago, if you can believe it, in a meeting just outside Warsaw, I said, many of us know each other as scholarly colleagues and activists in hard and dangerous times. We may well be the longest running cross-national seminar in the region. And thus, we have perhaps a unique perspective across countries, time, disciplines, from which to record and make sense of the transitions underway in East and Central Europe. And because we like and trust each other as friends, we can cut quickly through the rhetoric and superficial differences and bear down on central issues, unafraid to argue and debate, because the ties of mutual respect and affection that bind us are so strong. That was a quarter of a century ago. Well, Jeff was and is central to building and expanding those ties of mutual respect, affection, and trust. Jeff is a realistic optimist. He sees the backsliding, but he always searches for a positive path forward. And he inspires us to think deeply, debate, test hypotheses in the real world, acknowledge miscalculations, and locate ourselves in the arc of history, and always pursue a vision for a more just, humane, and peaceful democratic society. The graduate faculty, now SSSR, is at the heart of this university's mission, moral purpose, and intellectual distinction, and that should never be forgotten. This is at the heart of what makes the New School a great institution. So Jeff Alvin Johnson would be proud of all you have accomplished, as would Hannah Arendt. And I look at today not as a retirement celebration, but as the beginning of a new chapter. There's much more work to be done, and Jeff, you will be central. You will continue to inspire us and keep us together as a community of what I call Goldfarb fellows. To you.